Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Hello Mondays.
Hello.
My name's Paul Boske and this is my sister Cindy Lee. Thanks for joining in again. Another week, another episode. We've got a exciting guest coming on later on.
Woo! Yes, we do.
While we're still getting into this, why don't you just click on the share button, the like button, follow us on Instagram or Facebook, YouTube, if you like what you see.
It is I. Hey, it's Paul and I. We are so good. A lot of slaughter. We
Yeah.
are very good tonight.
Very good.
We're looking forward to having a great episode. It's our third one back.
Yeah, third one for the new season.
Yeah, how cool is that? And we got our mum joining us tonight.
Yeah, Mum.
That is always exciting to have someone like our mother with us. She's a bit terrified, but I'm sure you guys are going to make it feel amazing tonight. We had a little technical difficulties at the beginning with our microphone, so let us know if you can't hear us, and we will be sure to turn it up.
Definitely. Mine seems a little low, but hey, that's me.
That's all good, guys. So, hey, welcome tonight. Thank you for joining us again.
Yes.
We are always pumped to have you from wherever you are. Why don't you actually write and let us know where you're watching from tonight?
Yeah. Let us know.
Yeah, we've had people this week view last week's show from all around the world.
Thank you.
Yeah, so that's amazing. So
It is amazing.
Yeah, so it is amazing because obviously we have so many watch us live, and then in the days to come, heaps more join us, which is very cool.
It is.
So how's your week, Paul? How's the weekend?
Not too bad. Celebrated my daughter's 15th birthday.
Yay!
Oldest daughter's 15, so
Happy birthday,
that was
Chanel.
yesterday. That just makes you feel a little bit older,
Yeah, I bet it does.
but still just trying to recover with the back at the moment. So a few chiropractors and MRI scan coming through the week.
Oh,
So,
no.
yeah. What about you,
For those
sister?
who are prayers out there, keep pulling your prayers.
Yes.
We definitely want to see a healing in your back, that's for sure.
Definitely.
Actually, to be quite honest, this week for me, I walked around a lot this week saying, I think I've forgotten something. I felt like I actually had such a relaxed week, which is very unusual for me.
You forgot to put that money in my bank.
Is that what it was?
I think so.
No, I just have had an amazing week. Didn't really get up too much, and I wasn't preaching this weekend either, so I felt like I was forgetting to do something, but it was just that I wasn't doing prep, so that was cool. But I was prepping for Hello Mondays instead, so hello.
Cool. Hope you guys are enjoying it, by the way.
Yeah, are you enjoying it? Let us
know.
Let us know where you're obviously watching from, and we can say hi to you guys.
Obviously, we're new at this, so...
Yeah, we're very new, we're raw, and we're just us, hey.
That's it.
But we got a shout out to, there's 17 of you, but we can't see you all. So anyway.
Hello, Sister Tasha.
Sister Tasha's watching. Hey, Jackie. Hey, Priscilla.
Hey.
Hey, why don't you share it out to the family tonight? Because Auntie Net is on. So yes, we should be sharing it. So click share and that would be awesome if you could do that. She's like telling us to shut up here. Yes, Mum. So tonight we really just wanted to just invite Mum onto the platform with us, and we just want to talk about grief. And grief is universal. At some point in everyone's life, there will be at least one encounter with grief. It may be from a death of a loved one, or the loss of a job, or the end of a relationship, or any other change that alters your life as you know it. And how many know that when you...
Animals?
Oh, animals, yes. Yeah. So many people attached to animals. See, when I was writing this, I didn't put animals because I'm not an animal lover.
No, you're not.
How many animal lovers out there?
I'm half.
You're half?
Yeah.
What's that mean?
Well, I like them from a distance. Like, we had a dog when we were younger.
Yep.
And I enjoyed it when we had it.
Yep.
And Mum got rid of it when I was on a school camp.
School camps are so good.
Thanks, Mum and Dad. I was pretty devastated when I got home.
I bet.
And Mum and Dad were laughing. No, joking.
So you know, so there you go. I mean, I can see, look, I see Brooke, you're watching, you're an animal lover, so I'm sure that, you know, when you guys lost, actually they lost one of their dogs last year, wasn't it? It's always, they're part of the family, aren't they?
Yep.
Yeah, so, you know, really tonight, you know, when we talk about grief, one of the biggest thing with grief is that it's actually something that's really personal.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have you know, you follow some timeline or some schedule. You know, you may cry, you may be angry, you may withdraw, you may feel empty, and you know.
Most of the time you'll go through all that.
Exactly, yeah.
And you'll feel like a yo-yo.
Like you're going up and down, that's it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just from my experience.
Definitely, and you know, we lost our dad last year, two and a bit years ago now, and it really rocked our world. And you know, everyone's grieves differently, but there's some common, you know, common things that happen. And the thing is, there's a thing called the 5 stages of grief or the 7 stages of grief, and tonight we're going to talk to Mum about some of those, and you know, there's a shock and denial.
Yeah.
How many have gone through shock and denial? You know, that state of disbelief, and you feel like you're completely numb. Yeah. And then you've got like the pain and guilt. You may feel that, you know, the loss is so unbearable that you're making others' lives harder because of the way that you're feeling and your needs, and you don't mean to, but it's just the way it is. Yep. Is anger and what they call, you know, badgering, where you lash out and you're telling God, or you're kind of like, you know, you're lashing out on other people.
You're telling a family member.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I done that too. Sorry.
Yeah, no.
I don't know if I ever apologise, but sorry.
It's too late to apologise.
Never
too late.
Never too late.
And then people will go through depression as well.
Yes.
You know, this is a period of isolation or loneliness during this process, and a lot of times people reflect in that depression as well on their loss. And then another stage is actually the acceptance and hope. And this is it's gradual. It's, you know, that accepting that, okay, this person or this loved one or this relationship has gone, and your life is like, really in some ways, it's a new life, and you're in that feeling of the possibilities of the future.
Yep.
So tonight, let's welcome our beautiful mum to the. Yeah, give her a hand. Come on. Give her a big hand. She's so awesome. We can hug because we're family, so there's no social distancing with us. Come and take a seat with us, Mum. So good to have her on Holiday Monday. She's usually behind the scenes telling us what to do, eh, Paul?
Yeah, and pulling faces at us.
And directing us and all those good things. Say hi to everyone, Mum.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining in.
Let us know if you can hear a mic, because, like I said, we had some difficulties right like 30 seconds. Well, it was about 3 minutes before we went to go live.
I think it was less than that.
Less than 3 minutes before we went live.
Yeah.
And so we're like, oh my goodness, we had to quickly run cables. And anyway, so we're not hands-free as much as we like to be. But let us know if we need to turn our mother up, and we will do so. She likes to be turned up. Don't you, Mum? So,
Mum's full of words when she's not in front of the camera.
Yeah.
And full of cheek.
I'm not accustomed to public speaking like you guys.
Oh, no, I'm not.
Well, yeah, but the thing is, like, you do the whole directing. Like last week when we were with Angie in the kitchen, you're like telling us, you know, by the way, how many enjoyed Angela last week from Angie's Kitchen? Woohoo!
Yeah, that was good. I enjoyed it.
I've seen, hopefully...
My wife's trying to get me to cook.
Oh, really?
With an apron.
One of the winners sent us in an apron photo today, so we'll put that up on our post, and then the other one should get there this week to them, so we'll get the post off them. But it was a great episode.
It was.
But tonight we just wanted to talk with Mum about, you know, who am I without you? And Mum said to me, she goes, that's such a romantic, you know, such a romantic title. Is that right, Mum?
Yeah, well, yeah. Bit weird.
It is, and obviously, like, losing Dad after being together for over 40 years wouldn't have been something that just was like, oh, this is awesome. How do I get through? Like, would have been something that just actually was crippling for you at times, And so tonight, you know, before we get into asking you some stuff, we pulled up some old photos
Oh dear.
of you and Dad and the family. And so can you tell us what this one's about?
I think that was at Jack Coy's camp down at Beanley.
Oh,
When we were
sweet.
engaged, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hey, look at that handsome fellow there.
Look at him.
Hey,
So apparently they're telling
Not
us we
bad
need
too,
to turn
Mum.
Mum's mic up. So let's do this. Let's turn Mum's mic up. There we go. Speak, Mother.
or
Speak.
or forever hold
There
your
we go.
peace.
I'll hold my peace.
She hold her peace. She rather had. Please turn Lynn up. All right, let us know if you can hear her now. Let's go, Mum.
Yep.
Say
Yeah.
hello.
So what?
Hello, everyone.
So
Can
those
you hear
photos-
me?
So those photos, yeah. So you got you and Dad obviously looking pretty hot and spunky there.
Oh, that was when we first started going out, I think.
So,
He was 17 and I was 19.
oh, Mum, the cradle
Cradle
snatcher.
snatcher, yeah.
And so then the next photo was we got a photo of you and Dad when you guys got married.
Yeah.
So when was that?
1st of April, 1978.
19.
April Fool's Day because he'd never forget it.
And because he's always a bit of a joker.
Yeah. I didn't know if he was going to turn up or not.
Poor Mum.
Poor Mum.
Mongrel dad. No.
So and then the next one we got a photo of
That was on our last anniversary, on our 39th anniversary.
the one in the purple shirt.
Yeah.
Oh wow! So that's you and Dad.
Yeah.
I was there for that one. We had coffee and
Yeah.
everything. Yeah.
Yeah, Mango Hill.
And the other one is obviously at a wedding.
Yeah, that was at Tasha's wedding.
Yeah. So
Tasha
that's
and Dave's
beautiful.
wedding. Yeah.
Awesome.
Lovely.
And then we got so obviously in the midst of losing Dad, you also lost your mum.
Yes.
I did. Yes, it was. I think by then in September, I lost David in March, and by September I was actually on medication. So my mum's death was probably not as. It didn't hit me like your father's hit me
Yeah.
yeah.
because I was a bit off, with the
Medicated.
fairies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably
Do you-
was a good thing.
Yeah. And do
Yeah.
you feel like maybe you haven't really gone through that process of grieving your mum yet?
Yeah, sometimes I think that.
Yeah.
Because it's
So
always
it's like-
my whole, like David was my whole world, and so I haven't. You think more about them
Yeah.
and what you've lost and what you'd be doing and all the rest of it. So
Yeah.
yeah. Occasionally, I'll think, oh, I must go and ring Mum and tell her about this or ask her about that, and then
Yeah.
it's like then it sort of hits you and goes, oh no,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
she's not here.
We've had those feelings too, hey, where you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I
you
guess
go,
too.
talk your
Oh,
story.
well, I guess with Mum too, and losing Granny, there wasn't like years apart. They were only a few months.
6 months, yeah.
Yeah, 6 months apart. So it's quite close. You're still grieving your husband.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
and then
And it's
so
like bang, yeah,
bang,
Yeah.
there's another one, but you're still processing the husband.
yeah.
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 That's true.
It's fun. We've got some funnies here. So Bruce says, "I didn't know you were married to Elvis."
Good on you, Bruce.
That's funny.
Yes.
G'day, Bruce.
G'day,
Thanks
Bruce.
for watching.
Hey, Chrislyn. Hey, Tanya. Hey,
Hey, guys.
Michelle. Hey, Storm. Hey, Jamie. Hey, Tian. Hey,
Hi,
Scott. Hey,
everyone.
Julie. Hey,
G'day.
Marcus. There's lots of you on there. Feel free to share it. We're just here talking with our mum on grief and
Yep.
how she's working through still the loss of our dad 2.5 years ago now.
2 years and 4 months.
Yeah, so these
Oi.
pictures here are pictures of your dad and mum.
Yes. Yes, that was the one of myself and Dad. That was, we took Dad for a trip. That was just after Mum had passed, and we went down to see his twin brother in Tumbarumba.
Wow.
Oh,
And that was
nice.
in the forest, all the pine trees that got burnt
yeah,
out.
Nice. Oh, wow.
Oh, right,
Yeah,
eh?
it's
Yeah.
so sad, eh?
Oh, with
Yeah.
all that fire.
Yeah,
Yep.
Yep.
yeah.
And that's Granny.
And
Yeah,
Granny?
and Granny.
Yeah, that was on, I think that could have been on the same trip.
No. That was after That was before Granny.
Oh, sorry. No, yeah.
Wow.
No, that might have been on our trip when we took them out to,
Yeah, 'cause
David and I took them, we went for a trip right out west and to
Yeah.
Birdsville and
Oh,
everything.
yep, yep.
That one could be that
So
one.
you did that
Yeah.
one with Dad?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. Yep.
And then obviously, like, you have 3 children.
I have 3 beautiful children. Yep.
And our sister, she's out
Handsome.
there watching tonight.
Yeah.
Handsome.
Look, handsome bunch.
Yes.
That's a terrible photo of
Yes.
us.
Beautiful daughter-in-law. Couldn't ask for better.
Oh,
Yeah.
She
She's
looks after
lovely.
my
She is good.
grandchildren. Hi, Luan. Pay me later. No.
Some people are saying here they've lost, obviously, some of their parents and loved ones. So, our obviously,
Condolences.
yeah,
Yes,
we
sympathies
feel
with
for you
you.
guys. It's funny
Definitely.
because you don't sometimes know how something's going to feel unless you've gone through it yourself.
Yes.
Even losing loved ones to losing my dad has been a totally different experience.
Yeah.
To losing even like an extended relative or friend.
Yeah.
And you go to, I found, you know, you go to so many funerals over the years and at the graveside or at the church, you know, you say to the person, like the loved one that's been left behind, and you're like, I'm so sorry. And now it's like, I feel like I can't even say that now because it's such a, it's not that it's a stupid thing, but it's just,
Yeah.
you can't even express
Yeah.
to that person.
Yeah.
Yeah, so,
Yes, it is.
yeah.
And also, then obviously, something that was really important to Dad was his grandchildren.
Yes.
So we've got pictures here of some of your grandchildren, and some are coming in the next slides. But so yeah, grandchildren, they must be
He
a big
loved
part.
his grandchildren.
Yeah, and obviously you do too.
Yes, I do.
We hope. Gee, Mum.
Yeah, no, I do.
No, thanks for that, Mum. We appreciate that. Feel the love. And so, Mum, I guess, you know, how do you find your days now since losing Dad? Like,
Well, at the beginning, I was talking to my dad about this the other day, and it's like the first probably 6 to 10 months, you're just in such a, it's just a blur. It's like those things you read out before.
Yep.
The unbelief, like you shake your head and it's
Yep.
like, oh my gosh, it's not really happening.
Yeah.
Like
You're
I'm going to
waiting-
wake up, or
you're
David
waiting
was
for him
going to
to
come
come-
back. Yeah,
come through the
He's been
door.
on a trip and he's on his way back,
Yep.
but he just never
Yeah.
come back. Yeah.
Yeah.
and I guess that, and you know, I would find that extremely hard. I know myself sometimes driving up to the shed, I half expect to see the back of my dad because he often sat
Yeah.
with his back to the driveway and he'd be looking out, and so sometimes
Yeah.
you half expect that, don't
Yeah,
you?
yeah.
It's that, you know.
Yeah.
So, you know, here's another question we kind of would love to hear Paul can ask.
Well, we can't imagine what it'd be like in your shoes, but can you tell us what's it been like for you? Like, that's a tough one. We know it's going to be hard.
Yeah. I guess it depends on your relationship.
Yeah.
I think it depends on what your relationship is with your partner.
Yeah.
And David was my best friend. We did everything together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we travelled together and we did church together and all the rest of it, family. And I think I've gone blank.
You're allowed to be emotional, Mum. It's okay. We told her she could be herself tonight, and if she cried,
Yes.
laughed. I mean, seriously, I said to her, Mum, I'm going to say some things that probably, you know, will make you laugh, and like, you know, moments to help her along. Like, for instance, here's one while she gets her thoughts together. I said to my mum, Mum, you've been invading.
'Cause that's her name.
Because that's her name. I'd be like, Mum, you're invading my privacy. Like, what's like seriously, like, I don't want to go to the bathroom and have my mother come in there while I'm naked in the bathroom. Like, those days are gone. Like, seriously. And she'd be like, you came from my privacy. So, but
No,
So-
I think
There you go. See, now she's got a train of thought back.
no, I think it's like the Bible says that when you marry, when you become one flesh,
Yeah.
and so when your partner goes, it's like a tearing away, I guess. In that sense, you feel like there's only half of you, and like, how do I now navigate my life when you feel half a person?
Yeah.
If you understand what I'm saying,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
yeah. And so that's been a big journey for me.
Yeah.
I'm not there by any means, and matter of fact, sometimes I think maybe I should have stayed on those pills a bit longer.
Happy pills.
I'm always telling my dad, maybe you should get some mood pills.
Moon
And
pills.
he thought the doctor was saying moon, and we were looking up the internet. What are moon pills? What's a doctor?
Like a moonshine.
But he meant
Yeah, like
Yeah.
mood pills. Yeah.
mood pills. Yeah.
100%.
But yeah, no. So that's been hard. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely.
And like, I guess.
And what do I do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's finding who you are again.
Yeah.
Because like you and Dad obviously did life together.
And-
You traveled the world together. You did church together. You brought up your children.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, like, we are a family that actually does life together. In
Yeah, we
general.
do. Yeah.
And so I think, it must have been incredibly hard that here you are, spent over 40 years with somebody, and then all of a sudden they're ripped out of your life. No warning, no nothing, and then it's just kind of like, oh, who am I without you?
That's it. Yeah.
And even though you are complete and you are a person without your spouse or
Yeah.
your partner,
Yeah.
it's still.
I guess it's like
yeah.
trying to find your place again, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like
And I
just
still don't know what that is. I just go along.
a grandmother.
No, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Here's a thought too. Like, through this whole process, I guess having support is important. When you're grieving, people don't know what to say sometimes, but sometimes you don't want them to say anything. You just want them to be there, and so I guess through this whole process, what has been what you would find to be the most supportive, and in what ways, I guess, has that helped you? How's it been helpful? So the support you've had, and what type of support, and has that been helpful, and in what way?
Yes, I think there's a certain amount, but there's a certain amount that you have to do on your own.
Yeah.
But we've had my
of
family,
family.
lots of family, and some good friends from Sydney used to fly up every month and check on us and
Yeah.
stuff, which was really awesome. And but I think it can't. Just a hug, like that's what I really miss, is like just having a hug.
Yeah.
Talking about your day, making him a cup of coffee and a piece of toast and taking it to him to bed.
Yeah.
And Cindy graciously for about 9 weeks, I think, after David went.
Was that 9 weeks or 9 months?
9 weeks. And she slept with me, and I didn't want to be on my own. And so every morning about 5 or 6, I'd get up like I normally do, and I'd make David a coffee and a piece of toast. And I started doing that for her, not even sort of really thinking, until she graciously let me do that for so long. And then she's like, "Mum, I'm not Dad."
I don't like breakfast in
And I
bed.
said, "Okay, you need to have yours back to your bedroom, and I'll, get a bedroom."
But I guess in that process, I didn't think about, was I not going to do that? You just did it because it was what you needed, and and I'd do it all over again, And I think that's part of, I always say, I've said to you, and I know this got up your nose once, but
What doesn't?
But then I know that you, but I know that you appreciate it later on. But I was just like, Mum, you've got to, I'm not asking you to move on. I just want you to move forward. And I think,
Yes.
that was obviously something you didn't want to hear.
No, I wanted to punch your face. That was the anger part coming out.
That's hilarious.
No, but I didn't, and I told my dad, and he's like, oh, she never said that. And I'm like, yeah. And but I said to him, I really probably needed to hear that.
Yeah.
And she wasn't asking me to forget David or...
No.
Yeah, I'll never forget him. He's got the other half of my heart.
And he was larger than life.
And he was a big personality. Like, my dad and I have often talked, and David was a big personality in our relationship, and my mum was a big personality in their relationship. And Dad and I are both sort of quieter people. Yeah. So, yeah.
Your dad's actually watching tonight with your sister, Pauline.
Oh, hi, Dad and Pauline.
Hey, Pop. And Auntie Pauline.
Hey, Auntie Paul. Yeah, so... Like, yeah, it's a big thing, isn't it? It's a huge change, and like, it's funny, like, I kind of sit here and I think, you know, you could easily just cry, like, and let it all go.
Yeah, and sometimes it's still like, is it really real? Am I going to wake up out of this dream?
Yeah.
But it's not, it's reality,
I know for myself, like, you know, even after church on a Friday night, we would hang out and go over, you know, how the service went, and, or, you know, just hang out and fellowship and just, you know, dissect everything. And I think for me that's been something that I really have missed. Just, obviously I miss my dad, full stop. But just that whole talking about the things of God straight after the service, and just hanging out and just
because I'm not quite like him in that way. I'm not as spiritual.
Oh, that is not true. That is not true.
No. That was his call.
Hey, if you've just joined us, thank you for joining us. We're here talking with our beautiful mum, Lynette. She, aka the mother. The mother. Because this is the brother and this is the sister. And we're just we're just talking about grief and just having a conversation really about how Mum has walked the last 2.5 years after the loss of our father, who was a major, like you said, bigger than life, and he had a major impact on many people's lives all around the world. And so it's very cool. What else were we going to ask you tonight, Mum?
In what ways has this been harder than you thought it was going to be? Well, I don't know if anyone can really...
You can't even
really
you
fathom it.
You can't comprehend. But things that I notice now down the track, David was really old-fashioned, and it was... Although he said, if you want to get a job, okay, but I prefer that you stayed at home and watched the children, looked after the kids, and... and so, and I know there's a lot of people out there probably going, well, you know, but that's how it worked for us. But the only downside with that, I lay in bed sometimes thinking, well, that was okay for you to want that and for me to do it, but it's like now, oh my gosh, I'm not trained in anything.
What do I do?
Only like I suppose your child psychiatrist and all this stuff because of your kids. but I am not trained in anything, and it's like, oh, what do I do now? And
that makes it hard, doesn't it?
And he was the breadwinner, and he looked after our finances. If I said, how's it, you know, whatever, he'd say, don't you worry about it, Lynn, I got it all in control. I'm like, okay. And he did,
He did.
No doubt about Dad, he always had things in control. Is there anything else you'd like to ask Mum that you think would be helpful to people?
Oh, I don't know. You stumped me just now.
Paul's usually got lots to say, but tonight he's being stumped.
I was kind of just listening to Mum.
Yeah, well, there you go. No, but, you know, I guess, Mum, what would you, what's something, like, say for somebody who's walking this journey with somebody else and who's the other end of it, like the support person, after going through this now and still going through it, because I know a lot of people say, oh, I don't know what to do, I don't know what to say. What would be something advice you'd give to that person that is being the support person?
Well, I don't think you really have to say anything.
Yeah.
Really, I think if the person generally cares for you, like just being there, even if you're just rambling on, you might have talked about something about your loved one, 50 times and told them the same story. But if they can just bear with you and listen, and not say, "Oh, you've already told us that a heap of times,"
just be an ear.
Yeah, just be an ear, and because there's not a lot anyone can say.
No.
It's seriously, it's just something you have to go through personally on your own. It's like a lonely journey, only though I have Jesus.
Yeah.
And without Jesus, I don't know where I'd be today.
Yeah.
So true.
Because I did the first Christmas, I was going to take my life.
Well, we're glad you didn't, Mum.
No, but that's how I felt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was always like I was all ready to do it. And I was in the shower, and it was just the Holy Spirit's like, "What are you doing?"
Yep.
And Cindy Lee was in at practice for the Lord Mayor's carols, and I'm like, I didn't want to disturb her, but I knew I had to ring her.
Yep.
And I just rang her and I said, "I just needed to tell you this, but I'm not going to do it. Don't worry." Like, it was...
Righto. I foot falconed at home.
I'm an hour home,
know.
an hour away from home.
And I am a bit ashamed, but like there's people out there like, I mean, you're just in the depths of despair, and and I just called out to God and I said, "Help me, like help me."
Yep.
And He did, and cast all your cares on Him because He cares for us.
Yeah, that's it.
And and like it was a stupid thing to even let my mind go there, but I was in such, I couldn't stop. And like I can see why people actually do it in,
well, you're in
because you're in a different frame of mind.
You're in a vulnerable frame of mind too.
Yeah. And it's crippling.
It is, that's right.
That's the thing with I think people don't realise is that, whether you're going through depression or anxiety or grief, it's crippling at times.
Yeah.
And it just,
definitely.
like fear, it just grips your very soul.
It.
And
It
you're just like,
yep.
the depths of despair. And
I have never felt that ever, in my life.
Yeah.
And so, but it made me realise like how desperate like people are, like in loneliness and even like with this COVID thing and people in isolation and have nobody. Like if we had to go in isolation, like we're on just under 5 acres, so like, and we live together, so it's like we have people, but we have space to get around, and people that are in these high rises, and like my heart just goes out to them. And I often saw that one on the news, and the lady was standing at the glass window down there, and I'm sure it was in Melbourne, and she was just looking out, and I just like, Lord, just touch that person, because it must be horrible. They can't go out.
No.
Especially if you suffer from like claustrophobia or something like that.
You can't open their windows because the windows are high, they're up so high. And
Yeah. And I think what you never should be ashamed of being open and transparent on,
Because there's someone out there that is, could be going through what you're going through and thinking the same things, and you're speaking out and helping that person, which is good.
100%.
So don't ever be ashamed of.
I'm sorry though.
Oh, that's okay, Mum. You can be real. You all love when people are real. Hey, this is what Hello Mondays is about. It's about having a laugh, having a serious moment. It's about being real, talking life,
trying to reach someone out there.
Exactly. Yeah.
With everyday circumstances that happen, and just trying to let people out there know that you're not alone.
Yeah, that's right.
and to speak up or reach out to someone. That's what we're here for.
That's right. Reach out.
Don't
be alone. There is somebody.
That's right.
There's always somebody, even Lifeline.
If
that's you have no family or
Yeah.
There's always somebody.
There's always someone.
Your local
to talk
church,
to.
ring up a local church, you know, if the pastor will talk with you and pray with you, Lifeline, you know, all those.
Give us a call at the shed. We'll
Yeah,
always
even
be
us,
here.
yeah.
We're always ready to,
Absolutely.
just
Be a shoulder.
That's
That's
it.
what we'll be in here.
Yeah, and sometimes that's all it is, just being a
Yep.
shoulder just to listen to and someone to
Coffee.
listen to you, have coffee,
Yep.
and it's crazy, the world we live in now, it's become more creating that isolation for one
Yeah.
another. So I feel even it's, I would hate to have gone through the death of Dad in COVID season.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Just to not have your family to come around, and so I feel
Even your
for those who are
friends,
out there, just know that, hey, we're praying for you guys out there, and anyone that's just going through anything like this,
Yeah.
just give us a call and
Definitely.
write to us, and that's,
Yeah.
just going to say, like, with going through that and having, being that person that's a supportive person, I found, well, even when you've been involved with, being the supportive person for someone else, you're not sure whether or not you want to bring up that person or not. But
Yes, you do.
on this side of the fence,
you want to talk
you
about
want to talk about that person because
That's for sure.
because you don't want to ever feel like they've been forgotten or people don't care. Like, like people out there think that, might be thinking, it might send them over the edge or it might make them cry, but
Doesn't matter.
they want to hear. We want to hear the stories. We want to hear the life stories and the things that we may not have seen.
And we've heard stories about Dad,
Yeah.
that we've never heard of. And actually, we got stories from people were telling you about someone overseas that he'd done something and they'd blessed their lives, and we're like, holy moly! We're hearing stories still now today of just how Dad has just blessed people and touched
It's funny,
lives.
isn't it? He felt so insignificant.
I know, he felt like everyone hated him.
And I noticed too, like with my pop, like he enjoys being, having a conversation about our grandmother, you know, like and the things that she used to do and stuff like that. So I found, just chatting with Pop, I'll bring up Granny a lot because I've been on the other foot where I've lost my dad.
Yep.
And I was just wanting someone to talk about my dad, you know?
Yeah.
So
It's not a taboo subject.
No.
Your loved one's not a taboo subject.
Definitely
Please, like,
not.
you wanna talk about them.
Yeah.
And you want to hear the stories that you have about them, and
That's right.
like because
Even the stories that you may have been involved with,
Yeah.
you're still like hearing the
Yeah.
stories, like just having that, because it makes it feel like they're still there.
Yep.
So if you're that
Definitely.
supportive person, don't be afraid to bring that person, the person up
Yes.
in conversation,
Definitely.
Yeah,
I know
it
we
helps
love
a
hearing
lot.
stories about Dad. When
Yeah.
we have get-togethers, it's like, I think at the beginning when we used to have get-togethers, it was like, I think we felt like no one wanted to talk about Dad in case we snapped, we become crazy people or something. But
I think I spoke for like maybe nearly an hour just a few weeks ago with my uncle on the phone about a story of my dad up in Mount Isa when he was working. That stuff, digging holes in the hot Mount Isa sun. I just enjoyed hearing it, and when he was in the drinking days, like cracking beers, and old mate was drinking them before Dad could get the next one open. It's just stories. You hear,
It is. And
things
I
that
think,
I was obviously not alive or old enough. I was nowhere around, obviously. So, just hearing stories of Dad is good,
Yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah.
Bruce says here, what happens at the shed stays at the shed.
Okay, Bruce.
That's right.
So for those of you who just
Counselling
joined us,
confidentials.
we're just coming to the end of talking with our mum. Basically, who am I without you?
Yep.
Which my mum, for those who've just joined, we lost our dad 2.5 years ago, and so with these episodes, they're available on YouTube and any of our platforms to rewatch after the show. Tonight, I saw Natasha from New Zealand was watching tonight. So, hey Royce and Natasha.
Hello.
Hey guys, long time.
Hey Marion. Hey Oh, look, Auntie Billy Kennedy is watching tonight too. Hi there.
G'day.
Rosalind, Kayla, Kerry Lee, Cindy.
Hey guys.
There's lots of you.
So good to
There's
have you joining in.
Jan Swenson, Shani. There's so many. Christy. Hey, Christy Ellis. Nice to have you with us tonight.
Yeah, g'day.
So yeah, Mum, we always ask everybody that comes on the show 10 questions.
10.
Oh no.
10 questions. And the first question is, what are you most proud of?
Me.
My
You can say
children.
it.
My
You can-
children.
I'm a favourite though.
I am.
Tasha's her favourite.
I'm
Yeah,
joking.
no, I don't have favourites. My grandkids always say, "Do you have a favourite grandchild, Ma?" And I'm like, "No, I love yous all the same. Yous all have different."
But deep down, I'm the favourite.
No,
Just throwing it out
I
there.
love you all. Proud of you all.
Next
Thanks, Mum.
question would be,
What's the best compliment you've ever had?
I don't know.
Received.
I think someone said once to David and I that you're very wealthy, and
yes.
we were, at the time we were like, "Sure, right." And,
You haven't
anyway,
seen our bank account.
anyway, and David's like, "How so?" You know, and they said, "Your family."
Yeah.
They said, like, you know, you've got your children at that time, like, is all following God, and
yeah.
Yeah.
and they said that's wealthy, and the relationship that you have
Yeah.
with your kids, and they like to hang with you. You've done something right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Totally.
to me, I always remember that.
Yeah.
No, that's so true.
I remember Dad telling us about that.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
If you could be anywhere in the world right now, where would it be?
Here.
Here. I thought you'd say heaven.
Well, I was expecting that because she did say that.
That would be very good. But no, other than that, because if it's not my time, I can't get there.
Yeah.
But no, here, I love my home. I love this place.
Yeah.
When we bought it, it was a miracle, and it's always been peaceful, and
Yes.
Yeah.
and everybody that comes here just loves it. They say how peaceful it is.
Yep.
Yeah.
And yeah.
And
so,
Dad always loved it.
Yeah, Dad
Yeah.
loved it, and yeah. So yeah, I don't really wish to be anywhere else. I'd like to go back to Tonga.
Yes.
I'd love to go back there.
Hey to
I
our
love
Tonga
it there.
friends
Yes.
Hello.
who will watch in the days to come.
Yeah.
We love that you guys watch our stuff in the days
Yes.
to come. Very cool.
But no, I love home.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yep.
Right. Oh.
Yes, I have danced in the rain.
Have you ever danced in the rain?
See, we send out the questions to all of our guests prior, so she's got it memorised in her head. I think this is coming up. So yeah, Mum, have you,
You
ever
didn't give
danced in
them
the
to me
rain? Have you ever danced in the rain?
When I was a kid, but yes, when I've been an adult,
Whoa, were you clothed?
that'd be telling.
Hey, remember what Bruce said? What happens at the shed stays at the shed.
Okay, yeah, I bet. Funny story. At the back of our property, we actually have like one of those, old
Clawfoot bath.
clawfoot baths. And it was, my dad had it rigged up to the fireplace and to the water.
Yeah,
it's
the old combustion stove.
Yeah, so, anyways, and my mum used to,
Bath in it.
bath in it, but not really like bath in it, but just have like special bubble baths, I should say,
And just enjoy because it looked out
over
to the property.
Yeah.
So you've seen the bush and the scenery.
So I think they come around the corner and Mum's in their Starkers.
No, the septic man come around.
Oh, the
Yeah, that's
septic.
right.
That's right. The plumber come around.
My mum likes to do those little jokes on her dad, and our dad was a very private man.
Yes.
Very private, very private. Matter of fact, if we ever, as little kids, when you chuck us in the shower with him, he always be like clothed, underwear on, singlet.
Socks and jocks.
So, yeah. So there you go. So
I must get that from Mum.
yeah.
Remember that
yes.
time when we were
I got it
renovating?
from Granny. No.
Remember when we were renovating the bathroom and Dad had rigged up that outdoor shower?
Yeah,
Yeah.
with the old keg.
And with an old milk keg,
Yeah.
wasn't it?
No,
Yeah.
beer keg.
No,
Oh,
beer
beer
keg.
keg, that's
Yeah,
right. An
metal
old
beer
beer
keg,
keg. You cut
yeah.
out and
Stick a burner underneath.
put a Bunsen burner underneath it and a garden hose with a nozzle
Nozzle,
on the
yeah.
end. And I used to, because I used to get up quite early, I'd just swing the door open and just be starkers with the shower going, just
Goodness me.
because it was outside.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and he put a bit of a tarp over the top for
Could
if
you
it
imagine
rained.
if drones were out then?
Oh, well, they would have got a shock.
That'd have been scary.
There you go. So, Mum, if you were going to write a book, what would it be about?
Oh
Me.
my gosh! I reckon if I wrote a book about our life, nobody would
gosh.
believe the stuff that's happened in our life.
That's so true.
Oh my
so
gosh!
true. So true. So you'd write one about our life?
Yeah, I reckon.
Our life, hey? This is your life.
Oops.
What are you
What's
doing?
the next one, brother?
I don't know. What's the longest you've gone without sleep?
Oh my gosh! When I was going through menopause,
And some of you women would understand that. Us blokes,
Probably-
no.
probably 48 hours.
Oh, right.
Oh, that's not too bad.
You just
Really?
lay in bed or could have been longer. You just lay in bed and it's like you can't shut your eyes. It was just like, oh,
I
I
remember-
want to go to sleep. I want to go to sleep.
I remember
couldn't.
some car trips we'd be going on, and Mum would just all of a sudden scare the crap out of you because she'd be like, "Oh, it's so hot in here. Oh,
Yeah,
gotta
and
wind the
Dad
window
would slam
down,"
on
and
the
Dad
brakes
would just
like,
be like, "Whoa!"
I think we're about to hit a kangaroo.
That was funny.
Oh, that-
Nearly ran us off the road a few times.
What's this? It's question 7, I think.
Mountains or the beach? Mum?
Mountains
Both.
or the beach?
Both.
Both.
Yeah.
Oh, can't
But
you have one
actually,
of
they missed out one, Outback. I love the
Yeah, I
Outback.
love the
Oh,
outback
Dave
too.
and I love going out there with Mum and Dad, right out
Yep.
past Birdsville and all that.
Up
yeah,
to Mount
I love
Isa.
it.
and- Yep.
Love
I'm
it.
a bushman. I like the bush too.
Yeah.
We'll have to add that one.
Yeah, I think I'm a city girl trapped in the bush.
Yeah.
A bush girl trapped in the city.
I don't know. I really like. No, I like the bush, but I also like the city. Like I think when I was at Angie's place the other day in the city, and just with her skyline of the beautiful city, it was just like, oh, I miss this.
But that's only at night time. It's pretty.
Yeah, I guess it's like
Yeah.
Paris. It's only nice at
At
night.
night time.
Sorry for those who are watching the days to come from France. We're very sorry about that. We love your city. We've
Yeah.
been there many times and love it very much.
I haven't.
Oh, yes.
I have.
Okay, here is number 10. Have you ever been in a food fight?
No, I haven't. That's pretty boring, isn't
Everyone
it?
says
Really?
that. We need to have a food
We
fight.
need to have a fight, but it's too much cleaning up.
Wait.
Tasha has. Tasha has.
Tasha has.
Yeah.
Tasha would.
Hey, Tash.
And here's your bonus question we ask.
List 5 things that make you instantly happy.
Well,
Go.
that was
Me.
really hard. Like
come
my,
on.
Me.
Seriously, no. Instantly happy is seeing my grandkids.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
yes.
Yeah, see, I love that. Nieces
See?
and nephews.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And seeing my family, seeing my
Is that
dad.
written on your palm?
No.
No.
I wrote stuff on my hand, but it's too little. I can't read it.
So that's 2.
So what was that?
Chocolate. I like chocolate.
Oh, she likes
Grandkids.
chocolate. Grandkids, family,
family,
chocolate.
chocolate.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
family and friends, chocolate.
Instantly
more.
happy, like a really good romantic comedy.
Movie.
Sit and watch one of them.
Oh, yeah.
I would have thought you would have book in there.
Yes, I was just going to say a good book.
So that's
yeah.
the last one.
Yeah.
A book.
Yep.
That's where I get my reading skills from.
Reading
No.
skills.
I couldn't
My
read
mother.
the first 12, 15 months. I couldn't read anything.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
yeah, now I'm glad I've got it back and I can.
Yeah, I guess
Read.
that's
Yeah.
part. It's all there's no just talking about grief. There's no right or wrong, is there?
No.
When you go through the stages of grief, there's no set what you can and can't do. And I think for a season, for you being a bookworm, for you not to read for a year was quite a big thing.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
but yeah, well, Mum, what would be your last parting words that you'd have for our audience out there tonight? Like what would be your
If they're going through grief.
if they're going through grief or they're still going through grief, what would be your encouragement to them tonight?
If you have family or good friend, stick around them.
Yeah.
And talk.
Yeah.
And if you need to see a psychologist,
Yes.
I mean, I saw one for 12 months, helped me in lots of ways, give you different techniques. Really, for me as a Christian, meditation you do, and like singing and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, and don't be alone. Like,
yeah.
seriously, if you've got no one, but just ring
Yeah.
Lifeline. I'm sure that they've got somebody that can,
Yeah.
at least you can talk to somebody, yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
Don't do it on your own. Don't do it on your own. It's
No.
too hard.
Yep. No, that's so true.
And don't bottle it up.
Yeah.
No, don't bottle it up.
No.
Yeah, talk to
Cry
somebody.
if you have to cry.
Yeah.
I want to cry.
Yeah.
I did that
Definitely.
one time. I was it last year. Oh, it was one of those days where everything went wrong in the property, and I was like, oh, and it started to drizzle rain, and it had been raining, but I thought it had dried enough for me to use the forklift because I'm the queen of the forklift, and so I'm doing
Of
work.
getting it bogged.
You know, I mean, I shift logs on our property through to putting up lights. We do whatever with that forklift. We have a cage, by the way, just so you know.
Yes.
Anyways, and I remember I got it bogged, and Paul was at work, and I was just like, I just got off it, and I remember just falling to my knees, and I just cried out, "Dad, where are you?" Like I was just so like,
And he said, "I'm here."
You know,
Where
is
just that moment of just despair of, and that was a year or so after he died. You know.
Well, I did that with our gas. Our
Yeah.
hot water on the gas. Like
Yep.
I'd always yell out, "Oh, the water's gone, it's cold." And he'd go and change the gas bottle. And this one day it happened
Yep.
and you weren't here.
Yes.
And he did sort of show me how to do it. But yeah, I was under the shower with my hair lathered of shampoo and it went cold. It was like, "No, the water." And then it was like, "Oh," and then I just started crying. Yeah, because
Yeah.
I wasn't here to do it. It's stuff like that. You just...
Yeah.
Well, Mum, we want to thank you so much.
Yes, thanks, Mum.
You are
Okay.
you are the silent person that's behind all that we do.
Yeah.
And we appreciate you. We love you. Yes, we joke with you and give you a hard time, and everyone says on here how much we give you a hard time. But you know,
I know you're only joking.
that's right. And you know, and we love
Are
the
we?
fact that you sit and direct
Probably
us, and we hear you talking, telling us. And we're like, shh, people can hear that on the microphone, and she's telling us what this. You know, oh, what about this? You've forgotten about this. So, Mum, don't ever stop being you. We love
No.
you, and know that you know you are amazing.
You are.
That we love you. Your grandkids love you.
Your family
Your
loves
family
you.
love you. Your friends love you,
Yeah.
and that we are so incredibly blessed to have you in our life. And
Thank you.
we love you very much. And hey, why don't you give a whole bunch of hearts and high fives to Mum.
Yeah.
And just thank her
Thank
Yes.
you.
for being a part of our Hello
Thanks, Mum.
Mondays.
Thank you.
It's been great to be able to chat with you.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
been good.
Thanks for allowing us to be able to chat with you about such a tough
It's
topic.
pretty scary.
Yeah.
It is a scary topic, and you know,
You should just do it.
just yeah.
And when you just go through day after day after day, and you don't really think about it,
Yeah.
the questions you ask. So you've got to really think, well, what did I do, or what does
Yeah.
this mean? Because you just like
Survival mode.
You just
do,
go
yeah.
day by day by day. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it, eh? Well, hey, thank you for joining us again
Yes.
this week. It's always a pleasure. Next week, we've got a good friend of mine, Chrislyn Hamilton. Woohoo! She's here. We're going to talk about how her journey has continued from, you know, Australia's Got Talent, The Voice, all those shows through to where she is today.
Yep.
She's also going to be singing as well next week.
Cool.
So we're going to hear some awesome vocals from her. So that's been great. So tune in to next
Yeah.
Monday night at 8 o'clock again. So
Yeah,
we got
not,
Chrislyn
not Friday night.
Not Friday night, that's the shed.
That's the shed. But it'll be Monday night.
So yeah, again, thank you, Mum.
Thanks, Mum.
Paul, what would you like to
Thanks.
say to anyone out there?
Thanks for being a part of the journey. Thanks for joining in with us, and I hope you have enjoyed tonight's episode. And you know, stay tuned for another one for next week. And
Yep.
yeah, appreciate it.
Yeah, and obviously thank you to all of our, you know, what we do is not possible without our, you know, friends and partners
Yep.
of, which is, you know, this is a production of Australia, and so we are very grateful for that we
Yep.
get to do this. We're very raw at it. We're just doing something. Hey, jot to us, say hello, tell us something. If you want to hear from somebody, or you got a topic here,
Yeah.
let us us know, because we would love to be doing things that you guys love. We know how much you loved the cooking show last week, so that was fun. And but you know, at the end of the day, Hello Mondays is just about talking life and
being real.
And being real. So join us next Friday night. Oh my gosh, I say it every week.
Next Monday night for Hello Mondays on Friday. No.
With Crystal and Hamilton. And we also want to say a big shout out to those who are going to watch this after the fact.
Yes. Thanks for watching like through the week.
Yeah, oh my gosh. We are overwhelmed by the response we have from this show.
Absolutely.
Literally, it just took off, and we are so grateful for everybody that watches it from, you know, literally we have people from the UK, the US, New Zealand was on tonight, Tonga, Japan, all those places. So thank you so much. We love you, and hopefully one time we'll get to actually have you live with us. That would be nice.
Yeah,
maybe you have to set your alarm to get out of bed. No, but thank you guys. Blessings to you all, and we'll see you next week.
Have a good week.
Bye.
Bye.